Welcome to Balanced Body and Beyond. So glad you're joining me today for a full body yoga practice, a practice in which we will strengthen our body, we will lengthen our body, and we will energize our body. So without further ado, hit your subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the like button, and let's come on down to our mats and take child's pose. We'll start by joining our big toes together and push your hips back to the bottoms of your feet. Forehead's gonna sink down onto the mat, and I want you to do your very best to relax the body. So rather than fighting this stretch, enjoy the stretch. And if that means coming away from some of the tightness by rocking your body weight forward a little bit and then pushing your hips back towards your feet, kind of moving in and out of those pressure points, that's okay. You might want to rock your hips a little bit side to side. What I don't want you to feel is stuck. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck in one spot. You can't move out of it. I don't want you to feel like, oh, this is super uncomfortable. I don't want to be here. So you make the adjustments that you need to make. And from here, we're going to rock our body weight forward, hands under shoulders, slide one leg back, stretch the bottom of your foot. You can push off the ball of your foot, rock a little bit, lengthen your calf, stretch through your Achilles. Let's try that on the other side. If you're a person who's on their feet all day, this might feel really nice to stretch the bottom of your foot, the heel of your foot, some flexion in your toe joints. Bring both knees down, and now we're going to take our hands so our fingertips just rest to our temple. Lift your elbow up to the ceiling. Can you turn your head and follow the elbow up? Draw your elbow to the inside of the bottom arm here. Inhale, lift. Exhale. So ideally, we want to keep our hips fairly still. You don't want a lot of rotation through the hips. We want to encourage all that rotating to come from the middle of our spine. We'll take advantage of whatever our body's willing to give today. But as we continue to move, your body will loosen up, your range of motion will increase. Bring both hands back to the mat. And try that now on the other half. Inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, sweep back down. Now I find as I continue through every repetition, my elbow is able to drop a little bit closer to my wrist, just increasing that range of motion. You might experience that, you might not. You might not even get your elbow to touch the inside of your arm, or maybe you're touching your higher up. But whatever it is, it's what your body's willing to do, and we'll be okay with that. We'll bring both hands now to the mat. Push back to child's pose one more time. And we'll take a single arm stretch here. Draw your right hand back towards your knee. And then take your left arm across the mat. And as you bring your left arm across the mat, push your hips a little bit off to the left. One arm diagonal stretch. Oh, I love that. Let's try this on the other side. Now, if you came onto your mat with a cold body, a stiff body, you might not be getting your very best stretch here. But we'll get there. We'll get our muscles warm. And the body will become more forgiving. Bring both arms forward to reset your child's pose. And then we're going to draw our body weight forward, and we're going to rock the hips front to back. So once we get going in this front to back movement, we're going to go front and then kind of off to a diagonal. So front and then just a little bit of a diagonal, front and then the other side. So rock front, little diagonal push. And with that diagonal push back, you might experience a little more stretch through the outside of the hip, but great for our shoulders as we open and close the shoulders. Dynamic movement to warm our bodies. Just one more. Coming into a kneeling plank and then shifting into our tabletop again, preparing for some big hip circles. So getting balanced on all 4 points, belly drawn in, we're gonna lift our leg off to the side and then rotate around and pull back under the body. So lifting the leg away from the body, lifting up and then back down. Let's try changing directions. So lifting up and then drawing the leg back in towards the body. Nice. And then we'll switch it up on the other side. Reset. Lift the leg away from the body, then come up and lower down. Now don't lose the integrity of a strong core. So we're not going to arch the lower back. Belly's drawn in, even maintaining a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. And change directions. It is a rainy day here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. A perfect afternoon for some yoga. Let's try one more. Well done. Both knees down. Inhale, arms come overhead. Interlock your fingers, push your palms up, and we'll take a side bend. Oh, lovely. And center, other side. Center. We'll take our hands behind us. Imagine you're placing your hands in back pockets, fingertips point down. Just gently push your hips forward, look up to the ceiling, open from the chest. Awesome. Looking forward, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat and set ourselves up into a high plank. From our high plank, we'll move into downward dog. And we're going to move between these two poses. Downward dog, rock forward into your high plank. So this sets us up to differentiate, that is a hard word to say, between your plank and down dog. Often people will drop to a plank, but if it's a little harder, they will then start lifting their butt up like this to unload their shoulders. If you find you can't hold the plank position here, just lower to your knees. And that's going to take some of that resistance away and give you much better form and work your core much more effectively. Let's come into downward dog and hold and begin pedaling out the feet. Walk the dog, if you will. So there's a lot going on in our downward dog position. Think about spreading your fingers for me. And think about pushing your hips up to the ceiling and then to the back of the mat. So we're unloading the shoulders. Press both heels down. and walk your feet between your hands. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, extending our arms all the way up. We're going to step our feet just a little wider, make some big circles, integrating the whole body here. Just like I had told you when you were in downward dog, to spread your fingers, push through the entire surface of your hands. Now that's what we want to do with the feet. Spread your toes and press through the entire surface of the bottom of your foot. Change directions. Big, powerful breaths. We're charging up the body from the inside out. Arms up. And now halfway down, and we're going to do a little twisting, wrapping our arms around us, hugging our bodies, and then sweep the other way. Good. See how far you can turn your head, looking back behind you. Releasing all the stressors and worries of the world. It's just you and your mat. Being kind to your bodies, being good to your souls, and looking forward. Give everything just a shake, yeah? And then we're gonna bring our feet together once again. Inhale, lift. Swan dive down. Inhale, half lift, lengthening your spine. And as you fold, you're gonna take your right leg back. Long stride back behind you. Let the hips open. You're light through your arms. Anytime you want to put your back knee down, go for it. Straighten your front leg. So taking pyramid, and you'll feel the back heel reaching downward, stretching the back of the leg. But you do want to feel your hamstring stretching on the front leg for sure. We're going to take this one step farther and add a twist, bringing your left arm up. Both hands come down, and now we'll all put our back knee down. Bringing both arms up overhead. Take our fingers to our temples here once again. We're gonna turn and then drop your front elbow down. Lift and then look forward. So rotate, take a bow. Lift and then look forward. So we are working through the rotator muscles of the trunk of our body, the core of our body. Hold here, and we're going to bring both hands down to the inside of our front foot. We're going to cartwheel our arm, meaning we're going to reach forward with the the right arm. Cartwheel your arm back. Maybe you reach for the heel of your foot and then cartwheel your way forward. On your way back and then forward. Next one, we're hold here. Look to your top hand. Push your hips forward. Both arms up. Both hands to the mat and send both feet behind you. Strong plank here. Lower your body down. We're going to do little push-ups to start. So lifting your chest a few inches and then back down. Now, if you want a little bit more, maybe you begin to straighten your arms, but your hips really just hang. And if you don't straighten your arms, you lift the chest as high as it's willing to go. Keep your elbows in, snug to the body. We'll lower the chest down. Prepare for a push-up to high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take some big breaths here. Your fingers are spread, pushing through the entire surface of your hands so we don't feel all the pressure in the heel of our hand. Give a little bend to your knees in downward dog. And travel your feet forward. In this forward fold, I'm going to have you flare your heels out, pigeon toe your feet in, and with that, we'll rock the hips a little bit front to back. So a bit of a different sensation when you point the toes inward and flare the heels out. Hold. Draw the heels back in so the feet are parallel to one another. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Chair pose. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Half lift as we lengthen our spine here. That's really important. Belly's drawn in, spine is long. And as we fold, our left leg moves behind us and we take the long, low lunge. And here's where you have that option to put your back knee down. To move and shift a little bit through the hips. Work into any of those restricted areas on the body. Moving into pyramid. Now I had said earlier, while you're pushing your back heel down, you'll feel a nice stretch in the back of that leg. But our focus in pyramid is also to stretch the hamstring in the front leg. Taking this into our twisting triangle, our right arm comes up and our gaze lifts. Our fingers are spread. We're very active through the whole body. We'll join the hand back down to the mat and lower our back knee. Inhale. Bringing our arms overhead and our fingertips come to our temples. We turn and then we drop the elbow to the inside of the leg. We lift and we reset. Rotating through the muscles of the trunk of the body. Keeping in mind, the range you move on one half of the body may not match the other half, but the effort should always be the same. Hold here. Arms will reach up, bringing both hands to the inside of your front foot. And we'll do that cartwheel thing, extending the left arm out. Reaching up, cartwheel your way back. Hand might reach the heel of the foot. It may just kind of dangle behind you. Cartwheel your way forward. Big move. Inhale. Exhale. Stretches and exercises we do to open up the front of the body, so important. We're going to stay leaning back on this one, pushing your hips forward. Gazes to the ceiling. Chest is open, shoulders are relaxed down. Both arms come overhead. Woo. Hands come down and move both feet back into your high plank. Remember, you can put your knees down if that is a better match for you today. Lower your body. And then slowly lift your chest for cobra. We're going to extend our arms. We're going to lift both legs and arms up. And then we're going to be Superman, open wide. Pull back forward and then rest down. Inhale, lift. Open, straddle the legs and arms. Join together and down. We are strengthening the back side of the body here. We are opening the front of the body. If you are someone who sits quite a bit during the day, someone who bends over quite a bit of the day, this is such a valuable exercise for your body to keep it open from the front and strong in the back. Resting down, walk your hands back so that the palms are under the shoulders. Now squeeze your elbows into the side of your body, curl your toes under, push up into a high plank. Fingertips are pointing forward. Exhale into downward dog. So if you look at your feet, they should be about hip width distance apart. We are opening up all sorts of thinking pathways in the brain. Things are beginning to look a little different. Feet move forward. Can you get the toes up to the fingertips? Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bending your knees, reverse swan dive. We're going to sink into chair pose, bring your hands to heart center. Taking a twist, let's take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. So one elbow is pointing to the ceiling, the other elbow is pointing to the floor. And you're going to lower your hips a little bit more. Look forward, take one stretch up, and back down we go. So now your right elbow points down, left elbow points to the ceiling, and your hips go as low as they can, but what goes down must come up. So, be smart. Look forward, all my smart yoginis coming back up. Swan dive down. Inhaling, half lift. And as you fold, both feet are going to move behind you to come into a high plank. Let's check out our downward dog. That transition we worked earlier from high plank to down dog. Pick your left leg up. Roll the ankle. That ankle a little attention. As the left ankle is rolling, the right ankle is pushing down towards the mat. Change directions. Still rolling my ankle. Pause. Now you're gonna step your left foot forward to where your left hand is and come into warrior one. Your back foot makes the adjustment where it's now flat. There's a small pivot. Arms reach overhead, your front knee is bent. Warrior one. Now, if you're someone who shrugs their shoulders a lot and you get your shoulders way up to your ears, let's make note of where we're at and draw your shoulders down. Now, that takes quite a bit of strength through the back side of your body, through your shoulder blades, the muscles that wrap around the shoulder blades. Moving into warrior two, so you pull your back heel in and send your arms out wide. Now I'm going to slide my foot a little farther back just to get a little bit of a better stretch in warrior two for me. Extended side angle. For me, I'm going to drop my forearm to my thigh. You might know you can make this a deeper stretch. You may want to take your hand all the way down here. There's a binding option of taking your hand underneath and wrapping the top arm around, right? So any of those variations work. Whoop. From here, we're going into reverse warrior. Leaning back. It's a lot of poses. And for our last pose in the sequence, we're gonna stretch our arms out and move into triangle. Make sure you reach forward first and then come on down. You're gonna come to your low lunge as you rotate down. Back heel lifts, all your toes are forward. Both feet move back, high plank. Chest lowers down. Point your toes, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now it's time to lift that right foot up, three-legged dog, and roll the ankle. And even though you're rolling that ankle, the left foot is pushing down. Change directions to circle. Keep pushing the left heel down to the mat. Pause. And now you're going to take your right foot to where your right hand is and come forward for warrior one. Take note where your shoulders are at. They're not up here wearing earrings. They are down low. Take note where your front knee is. It's bent over your ankle. Fingertips reach to the ceiling. And we're going to be strong warriors here. Now, I don't usually like turning my back to the camera, but it is valuable to see poses from all angles. So take advantage of looking at some alignment on both sides of the body, front and back, and we can do that now. As we move into warrior two, you're gonna pull the back heel in, separate your arms, and maybe work the feet a little farther apart to get into your best warrior. Here you wanna tuck your tailbone under a little bit, looking over your front hand. Big breaths. You should start feeling some sensation in this front thigh. We've been loaded in that front thigh for a while. Extended side angle. And remembering your options. You can take your forearm to your thigh. You can reach down to the floor. And you can even bind by taking one arm behind you and then the other underneath. With your next inhalation, straighten your front leg, lean back, reverse warrior. Moving into triangle, reach forward, arms wide, create space, side hinge down. See what you can do to turn your head and look to your top hand. Low lunge. Awesome, awesome work. Be proud of that. That was a big sequence. Both feet back, high plank. Chest lowers down. Cobra to up dog. To down dog. Let's have those feet move forward. Wrap your arms around the back of your leg. Give yourself a big hug into your legs. Fingertips come back towards your toes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, arms come down. We'll do a little balancing work along with some hip opening. I'm going to invite you to cross your leg so that the left ankle's in front of the right. So that's our first phase of this hip opening balancing pose. Then if you can, you're going to lift a little higher and take a figure 4, sitting back, reaching your arms forward. You go as low as your body will let you. You can take your arms higher up, lift your chest. Lots of variations with our arms. Try not to make it too complicated today. From here, we're going to move into star pose, trying not to land your foot. Open up. And then a little side bend. So see what you can do to draw your belly in, push your pelvis forward. Game changer. We'll rest. So we'll try that on the other side. So starters, you can cross and sit. Certainly worth your time. Or lift higher and sit deeper. Yeah. You might notice there's no animals around. We got off to a rough start. Nobody wanted to behave, so they're in other places of the house. From here, let's go to star pose. I tipped out of it, but that's okay. Gently. Yeah, you can't take anything too seriously, right? Life's too short to be too serious. And rest down. Shake out the whole body. Great job. We're going to come back down to the mat and come into double pigeon, but so many options here. I always invite folks first just to start by taking the left foot on top of the leg and see what can come of this. So there's double pigeon, there's log pose, there's shoelace, there's so many different variations of hip opening. I'm going to let your body dictate where you need to be today. So it may be something as simple as just stacking the shins on top. Some of you might stay right here in a traditional cross-legged position. Some of you might hang this foot over. But nonetheless, I get my hips kind of equally distributed down onto the mat once I'm here. If you have really tight hips and your knees are way up here, you can put pillows or bolsters under your legs. and sit tall. Just sit with it. Breathe in, breathe out, and let those hips open. We'll take a small twist looking over your right shoulder, and then you can get into a little bit of a bigger twist by working your hands farther back, turning a little bit more. I'll take my head and just kind of drop it back a little bit. I like to get that stretch down the side of my neck. No right, no wrong. Just see what your body needs and move accordingly. Look forward. And we'll still look to the other side. Look forward. Shake the legs out in front. And we'll do the other side. Right leg may cross in front, may cross over. But do try not to be leaning and try to get both your sit bones to come in contact with the mat. And if it's too intense, you might lean back a little bit or reorganize your body position. We'll start by looking over the right shoulder. It's just where we were, but that's where we're going to go on this side first. Move your head in any direction to alleviate any tightness in the neck or around the shoulder. Sometimes you just have to trust your instinct and listen to your body. Look forward and switch. And look forward. Stretch those legs out. Ooh. We're gonna pull our foot to the inside of our thigh here. A little bit more stretching. Inhale, lift, and forward fold. You can drop your head down. Tuck your chin in and roll up. How about the other side? So your straight leg is straight out in front of you like you were walking. It's not off on a diagonal. Reach and fold. Coming up. Straighten both legs. You all have done a fabulous job. We're going to end on our backs. So let's lay flat back. Stretch your arms overhead. Bring your arms alongside your body. Be proud of your accomplishment today. Be proud of the fact that you took care of your body, you took care of your mind, you took care of you. And by taking care of you first, you can take care of everything else that comes your way with a much more positive outlook. We're going to draw one leg into the body. Give it a hug. Roll yourself up into a seated position. And ending our practice, arms come overhead, breathing in all that's good, nourishing and healing. Hands coming to heart center. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me today. Balanced Body and Beyond. Like it, subscribe to it, but most importantly, come back again. Thank you.